Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I bring you news today that seems to reinforce a lot of the rumors from my Hollywood spies and allies that claim Kathleen Kennedy is washed up at Lucasfilm. I've done a series of videos about rumors and allegations that Kennedy has been on extended leave from Lucasfilm ever since Indy 5 bombed, that executives from Bob Iger's C-suite, codenamed the Five Horsemen of the Bobpocalypse, have seized control of Lucasfilm in Kennedy's absence and are actively investigating Kennedy for fiscal abuses, improprieties, and possible other irregularities rumored to border on the criminal, going after her minions and allies and scattering her flying monkeys to the four winds. With any rumor, my friends, you have to read tea leaves, pay attention to publicly available information, read articles, and follow trends to divine. Are these rumors true? Or are the available facts on the ground refuting these rumors? Well, my friends, yesterday I received a tip from my friend and ally Cameron Pashaw that an article had appeared in the mainstream media that seems to reinforce the idea that Kathleen Kennedy is finished, not only at Lucasfilm, but in Hollywood itself. Indeed, the available evidence seems to suggest that Kennedy is beating a hasty retreat from show business and that Indiana Jones and the Dull of Density was the final nail in the coffin of Kathleen Kennedy's career. This may be the sign I've been waiting to see, my friends. This may be the smoking gun that reveals Kennedy is finished at last. In this video, I'm going to share a leak from one of my longtime sources about Kathleen Kennedy's status at Lucasfilm, and then I'm going to present evidence to you that Kennedy is beating a hasty retreat from Hollywood and what this implies about the rumors I've reported and the future of Star Wars.
Oh, do not play coy! Commune with us, Doomcock. Share your wisdom. What have you heard about Kennedy, boy? Spill it.
Spill it I shall, O Harvard J. Cthulhu. Before we get to the publicly published and confirmed information that is fact, not rumor, let me share a little rumor that came to me from one of my best longtime sources, a rumor that raised my eyebrows and gave me pause. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided by sources claiming knowledge of the situation at Lucasfilm, but since I cannot personally confirm any of this, I'm presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. My source sent me a message on Wednesday with this interesting update. Quote, Kennedy is back in the office. She and Iger had a meeting yesterday, apparently. Maybe that's her exit plan meetings, unquote. Now, this really made my antennae perk up, especially in light of what was revealed in the mainstream media yesterday. More on that in a minute. Folks, I've had reports that Kennedy was not being allowed in the office from my friend and ally Cameron Pashaw, who sent me this update back on July 20th. Quote, Kathleen Kennedy is essentially locked out of the Lucasfilm offices. She is only allowed on the premises with an escort approved by the Five Horsemen who are currently running the studio. Kennedy has lost all decision-making power. As reported earlier, the Nazgul, led by the Witch King of Burbank, have final say about anything that happens inside the company. Kennedy can't even green light an office supplies order anymore. Kennedy will retain her title as president for the time being as the Nazgul deal with a problem that is in her contract. Apparently, Kennedy has an insane clause going back to the original sale of Lucasfilm to Disney that she cannot be removed for cause like everyone else on the planet, but she can be removed for violations of a morals clause per this insane clause in her employment contract. Kennedy cannot technically be fired for poor performance, but Disney has the right not to renew her contract when it is up. This explains her arrogant behavior all these years and her open contempt for Disney CEO Bob Iger in front of other executives. This could also be why she ignored Iger's order to take her Viking funeral at Star Wars Celebration. She knew she couldn't be fired for insubordination, and she wanted to cause as much damage as possible before her contract was finished. But there is one way to remove Kennedy right now. Kennedy's contract has a morals clause, meaning she can be removed for criminal behavior. Sparrow revealed recently that evidence has been uncovered revealing financial and, yes, criminal malfeasance on Hedlund's fake show, The Acolyte. The evidence they have so far apparently puts Hedlund directly in the line of fire, but implicates Kennedy only tangentially. More evidence is needed that the criminal schemes were directly authorized by Kennedy herself, and so the horsemen are putting the screws on Hedlund to throw Kennedy under the bus to save herself, unquote. So, if all of that rumored information is true, and if Kathleen Kennedy was indeed spotted back in the office having a meeting with Bob Iger this week, that means something has changed. Something on the ground changed, my friends. Could it be that Iger was waving a smoking gun around? Could it be that Iger had found enough to give Miss Kathy an ultimatum? Get out of town or it's the morals clause for you.
There's no way to know, Doomcock. This is simply speculation. There's no proof one way or the other.
Au contraire, O Skull of Calderon. Confirmation received. Yesterday, Cameron tipped me off that the mainstream media was publishing a curious fact. Kathleen Kennedy is selling her home in Los Angeles. Yahoo.com, along with TMZ and other Hollywood outlets, published a story titled, Powerhouse Film Producers Hang an $18 million price on their Malibu home. The article states, quote, Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall, partners personally and professionally, are seasoned experts at bringing blockbuster films to the silver screen, and now, along with Compass agent Stan Richmond, they aim to produce the $18.5 million sale of their Malibu home. Kennedy, an 8-time Oscar nominee known for producing E.T., Jurassic Park, and Star Wars, currently serves as president of Lucasfilms, where Marshall, whose credits include Back to the Future and Jason Bourne, runs the couple's production company, the Kennedy/Marshall Company.
So, looks like a retreat to me, dude. It looks like a sign at long last that KK's reign of error is finished, doesn't it?
It does indeed, Harvey Cthulhu. Look, here's the deal. This is one beautiful home in a prime location in Malibu. You just can't get a whole lot better than this. I mean, look at the view. As TMZ describes the place, quote, nearly every room in the 3,989 square foot home boasts beach and ocean views, including the primary suite, which features its own fireplace and a spa-style bathroom, plus a walk-in closet, unquote. Look, folks, there are a number of possible interpretations for this news, no doubt. But in conjunction with all the many rumors of an upheaval at Lucasfilm, of Iger having the goods on her at last with evidence sufficient to fire her due to a morals clause in her contract, the rumor from a good source that she was seen in the Disney offices this Tuesday or Wednesday talking to Iger, and now confirmed proof that she's pulling up stakes and selling her Malibu home? This all strongly suggests that my sources and my Hollywood spies have been right, that Cameron Pashaw's source Sparrow was right, that Kennedy is all but finished at Lucasfilm and is ready to start a new chapter in her life away from Hollywood. This is an outstanding base of operations in Hollywood, people. Even if she was out at Lucasfilm, what about other studios, other projects that might want to hire her on? Now, unless she's moving to an even bigger estate in Beverly Hills or something, and that's certainly a possibility we can't rule out, all of the available information very strongly suggests at this point that Kathleen Kennedy is pulling up stakes and moving on at last.
And yea, verily, there was much rejoicing in the streets as Star Wars fans celebrate the end of the long galactic nightmare of Kennedy destroying everything they love for the woke agenda. Of course, it doesn't mean that Disney will do any better without her, but it is a step in the right direction. And though the ship may blow up as she departs, there's at least a con-like satisfaction in observing her departure.
What can I say? To quote Richard the Lionhearted in The Lion in Winter, when the fall is all there is, it matters. And so, I'm delighted by this news. It may not change anything about Star Wars, which may be in the end too damaged to ever return to greatness, but at least Star Wars can now, like Khan, spit its last breath at she. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.